Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. Quick note about my readings. They are for your sun, moon, and descendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon, or rising sign, Virgo, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to give you a more complete picture of how they speak to you and which part of you I resonate with as a reader. So before we start, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your before we get into it, you will see a link in the description box below, and this is for the Intuition Activation webinar. So if you would like to come along and check out your intuition and have a talk about it with me and a whole bunch of like-minded souls, please hit the link in the description box below, and there'll also be a couple of goodies in there for you as well. You'll be seeing this over the next few weeks. It's on the 20th of March. So your key to the week is the Devil card. Now this is a really interesting one, and one of the things that I've observed over my many moons of tarot reading, which isn't that much compared to most readers out there, but one of the things that I really have observed is with the Devil card, when it shows up for the sign of Virgo, the Devil card in any way, shape or form is going to reveal our shadow side, right? And when it shows up for Virgos, this does see you tapping into that sort of obsessive energy that people kind of know is one of the maybe shadow sides of the sign of Virgo. This week it's really important to check yourself, because you might go down the rabbit hole with something, and this could be anything across the board, and this week you may very well get stuck in there and you might find yourself on a loop or on a repeat of some sort. So I just want you to be very mindful this week of anything that you feel like. It's okay to feel passionate about things, it's okay to feel like the good kind of obsessed with something, but if you find that it really is taking up every moment, this would be a week where you really need to remind yourself to take a step back. All right, for your actions and options this week, you have the Six of Pentacles. So in a lot of ways there's two things that come up: one, finances, and two, this is going to be work. So in these fields you need to be aware of what's happening this week, because you might find that you get sort of extra obsessive about something. It's always a good thing to be cautious and frugal with your money, absolutely, but this week you could take it sort of beyond. Do you know what I mean? Like this week you could find that you get really obsessive about the whole thing, so just check that. And then when it comes to your work, this isn't about the work itself, it's more about the application of anything when it comes to your work. Actually, I mean, we'll look in the communication sector to kind of clarify on this, but yeah, this is a week where those things could definitely get the better of you. And if you find that somebody says to you this week, I think you're going a little bit overboard, take that, don't take it as like a criticism or as somebody being mean. It's just that they're observing that you are maybe not behaving like the usual wonderful self that you are. So just be aware of that this week. For your communications and conversations, you have the Seven of Cups. All right, so this week, I'm sorry to say, even with your ruler currently now direct, it does appear that there is some confusing energy around the communications this week still. So you want to be mindful of what you say to people, or maybe the way that you deliver your message, just because the way that it's received, it's kind of like this week you might not be coming across in the way that you think you are. And so you could have all these wonderful intentions and you could be like, and it feels totally natural to you, but the way that it lands, it's kind of like, wow, okay, did you just say that? Just be aware of that this week. And one of the things is, this week I want you to really be kind to yourself, because it looks like you're going to try to push it. I'm seeing you either burning the candle at both ends or working very hard on something behind the scenes, and the feeling that I get from that Seven of Cups, there's just too much here. And it's like with the Devil card, you're convincing no, I can do all of this, it's fine, I don't need any help. Like you're really very Yeah, it's almost like you're so adamant to do something or to create something that you're kind of overlooking the fact that you are still human. Yes, even you, Virgo. For those of you that work for somebody else, again, this would be a good week for you to speak to the boss about your workload and ask if there is any support that can be given, or if you can streamline the tasks. If there's something that you feel like is outside of your remit, this would be a good week to highlight that. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whatever deadline you are working to, I think you are doing better than you are maybe giving yourself credit for. And I really do feel this is the week where you need to look at your workload. There's something that it's too much. And I kind of feel like it's almost like you've got your eye on something else and you haven't quite finished what's on your plate. That's what they used to say to us when we were little. For your those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, this week would be a good week to get to the bottom of where you are spinning your wheels. This kind of feels like it's almost like you're trying to do everything, you know, and be all things to all people, and it's just not possible. This week, yeah, pay attention to where you're spinning your wheels. Bring it back to center, bring it back to focus. Ask yourself, regroup, right? What is it that I actually want to do? And what is it that I'm doing just for the sake of continuing? For your money and materials, you've got the Empress. So the money is good, right? I mean, especially with the Six of Pentacles, the money that you need is definitely there. The Devil card, coupled with the Empress, there's a couple of ways this could play out. One, this could be you being really frivolous with your money. The other way that this could play out is kind of like, well, you know, money ain't a thing. You know, you're just throwing it out, and then you're like, oh my God, what did I do with all that money that I had? This would be a week to really, I mean, nobody budgets like you do, or like Capricorn. Actually, I found that you guys are probably the best. A lot of people say it's Taurus. I find Taurus will outsource that. Like, they'll give it to someone else, you know, like they're beady-eyed with it for sure. But I find that the best people for budgets and strategic plans financially, in my personal experience or thoughts, let's say, are Virgos and Capricorns. Maybe that's just because of the experiences that I've had with them, who knows. For your physical health and vitality, this is actually really nice. It does see a lot of you very focused on your appearance for some reason. Maybe this is one of those things where you say, right, if I want a certain position, you know, like when they say, like, if you want to be a manager, you have to dress like one. Not sure I agree with that school of thought, but unfortunately it does seem to be one of the ways that the world works. But this does see you really paying attention to your image in some way, shape or form. For some of you, this could be a new wardrobe that you're going after. Maybe that's where you're spending the money. For some of you, this could be a new haircut. There's definitely something here where you are working on changing your appearance in some way, shape or form. Health actually looks good. I mean, this is a great card for that. With the Devil card there, though, don't convince yourself again that you can take on the world single-handedly. And then for your home and environment, home looks good. I actually like this card for home. It just suggests that it's easy, it's plush. Maybe you're spending money on something for the home that you don't actually need, but you just really, really want and you really, really like. And if that's the case, go for it. Obviously, you know, don't remortgage the house for it. You know, within reason, you know, go for it. For your love and relations, beautiful. You got the Ten of Cups. Home is good. I mean, for those of you that are married and stuff, the home life is actually good. With the Devil card there, though, this could be a week where overindulgence may be a little bit of an issue, whether this is of the alcoholic kind or the food kind. Definitely possible. For those of you that are partnered, though, I actually like this. It looks like your communication is really starting to regulate, which is great. And then for those of you that are single, it's likely to be through either a friend or a family member that you are connecting with someone. But the thing is, because you've got the Devil card there, you might be convincing yourself that this person person is like wonderful and that, you know, oh, it's going to be great, we're going to get married, we're going to have babies. And then, like, you know, once you get to know them a few weeks later, it's like, actually, yeah, no, this isn't the person. So just be aware of that. There could be a little bit of starry-eyed syndrome this week. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a great but conscious week. Take care, and I'll see you soon.